failure is a very, very useful friend, whether we want to agree with that or acknowledge that or not.
Yeah. Do you think there's any way to convince somebody that that's true until they experience it?
God, that's a great question. Short answer, I don't think so. And that's from years and years of being on both sides of that question. I think, could I have avoided some of the potholes that my teachers, not just Murph, but Olmsted, Stamp, the I've had a number of great teachers. Happily, as I got older, I didn't fall into as many potholes. I was a dumb kid.
You got them out of the way early.
That's right. Thank you for that. That's the most tactful way we could put that. Thank you for that. I'm gonna try and remember that and steal that. No, but I had really good teachers who gave me really good information. Who I had no question had my best interest at heart. They were trying to help me. I was the problem. I wasn't ready. I wasn't mature enough. I wasn't, and it's a number of things. Some of the stuff was just the outside life that that I wasn't in a place where I could listen. Some of it was just I was a teenager. Teenagers can do dumb things. That's part of being a teenager. That's okay. Sometimes sometimes that falling short on something, fall short here and now for success later on. Feel the sting. You'd rather fail in high school than fail professionally. Get it out of the way early. Could some of that stuff be avoided? It is a question that as now a teacher, a mentor, I've continually asked. And when I see that happening, is there a way to avoid it? I don't know that there is. I'll keep trying every single the actions when I see it happening with a kid. My actions are always to try and warn them, because if they don't need to feel that, great. And more kids than not, when you say, hey, you're not doing what you need to do on this, or you're falling short, they listen and they change and they try. It's not about getting it exactly right, but are we moving in a direction from, from as one, just like as clear an example, as simple an example, you don't practice at all. You practice 24 hours a day. And so where are you on that spectrum? And if you're on the let's try practicing this week. Let's do that. You're not expecting them to get 3 hours a day every single day, right away, or ever. But can they show up? Can they walk up to the instrument, put the time in, realize they're going to hit wrong notes? It's not going to sound good, because early practicing shouldn't sound good. If you're sounding good early on, you're not really practicing. And it not sound good so I'm getting nuanced with music. You sound good, have good tone at the instrument and all that, but if you're just nailing it right away, it's not much of a challenge in the music. When you're learning new, difficult for you music, the early stuff shouldn't sound polished. You're learning, and that for some people is not. I would guess most people, that's not enjoyable. Some people, like somebody you just had on recently, thrive in it. This trademark sound of Will. Hi, Will. I'm so bad. And that's I say this carefully. It's the right mindset to have if you want to go professional. If you want to achieve at that high level. I was like that too. I was so bad in my head. The results that I was getting in college and all that, like I was winning, the spot in the top ensemble, or getting, being the percussionist or the drum set player for the musical, or the, like getting these spots. But in my head, I was just wretchedly awful. And I think that's part of what drives us to be better. We're not content with where we are. We're constantly trying to be better. But something that relates to that, and something I very much did with lots of my kids, and find I need to do now, avoid the pothole of getting destructive like I did. There was a period of time where my practice sessions would end. There was this room at IUP where there's kind of a marimba here, and there's a table behind, not dissimilar to this. And I'd set up my mallet bag behind me, just fold it out, pick up 4 mallets, be doing the thing. And after a few minutes, I start getting frustrated and had a little bit of a rage thing, as you're about to find, because I'd be like, and I'd finally just throw my mallets across the room. Pick up another set of mallets, go back at it. I'd last some more time, and inevitably,
chuck another.
Yep. And my practice session would end when my mallet bag was empty. And I would pick up my now empty mallet bag. I'd go across the room, and I'd put all the mallets back in, loathing at how just wretchedly awful of a musician I am. Why do I suck so bad? And so I see that in my kids. And it's not bad to have a little bit of that, to be self-critical. But there is very much a zone where it's destructive. And that's where you got to pull the kid back. Be like, dude, did you hear what you just... Dude, I couldn't do that when I was in grad school. And you're a junior. You're doing just fine. That's... to be that voice to say, you're not as bad as you think you are. I know how you feel right now. I've been there. Take it back. Don't be that destructive. Be critical. Don't be destructive.